how do we stay up to date on the market? How do we know what's going on?
Yep.
So you just started. How do you think I would stay up to task on the market? And I'll tell you what I actually do, why I kind of know what I'm doing, and market wise. So what is your how would you think that I would know the market? How would one know about what's going on in the market, prices, trends, buyer's market, seller's market, things like that?
Well, I know. I think you've discussed it with me before, so I know to an extent that you use the MLS and things that are recently sold and things that go off the market and weren't successfully sold to kind of keep an eye on it.
Not there?
I can't get the box open. 1986, right?
Yes. No.
89.
89.
When did that change?
That was when I was. That's always been. It's good. Yours good. That was Miss Deborah. So go ahead. You said the MLS,
Yeah.
which is true.
Yep.
New listings expired.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll take it. So
I don't know what else.
so basically to figure out how you would stay up to task on like the MLS and understand. And the MLS is the multiple listing service, meaning that's where all the listings go on, so everybody can get them. If you're looking at Zillow, Realtor.com, those are coming from our MLS. So that's where we put all the information out for everybody, so you know it, so you have easier access to information to help you purchase your property. So every day I do this. I go online, I check that day for the MLS, and I check the three that I check is new listings, listings that have sold, and listings that have expired. I don't really go above and beyond that. I really don't care if there was too much about price change or anything like that. I really go on, I look at what's the new houses on the market. Mm-hmm. I look at the price. I look at where they're located. If it's something, some I don't look at, if it's a foreclosure or something, and I'm like, I probably don't have anybody that's really looking at that. I'll just I'll look at it quick and glance over. If it's one of those houses that I think is kind of in a popular bracket where I know I have a bunch of people that will be looking at it, I will, flip through the photos very quickly, very, 2019 style, click, 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 click. It's very fast, but I kind of whip through that. Maybe look at a few other things, a couple remarks if that the agents might have left, things like that. And I go right down through new listings. I go down through the solds to see, most of the houses. I go into a lot of houses, so I most likely have been in the house. There's a good chance I've been in it, or if not, I at least understand. Basically when I look at the price and say, okay, it actually closed at, say it's a house that was listed at 180, it closed at 167. I look at days in the market, did it close quick, things like that. And then that kind of gives me a good idea too, because I like to know, obviously, what homes are closing for.
Yeah. And
what areas are closing or how many homes are selling, or all of a sudden I'm like, man, a lot of homes are closing in Peru lately or vice versa or wherever. Then I also look at expireds because I want to know what homes haven't sold, which homes are off the market, which homes could I potentially get as new listings after they expired, things like that. That all happens in about 2 minutes. So it seems long. I've got to the point now where I don't know if it's like a trained eye for it. I just kind of zip right through. I don't sit there and really get too in-depth on it because at the end of the day, if I have clients that want to see it, I always go into more kind of detail later on. It's just kind of a quick glance so I'm up to date on what's happening. It's kind of like you reading the headlines of a newspaper. That's my headlines every single day that I work.
Yeah.
Now, that's one aspect of it. The best aspect is the fact that I go into a lot of homes. So when I go into homes pretty much almost every day of the week, if not definitely 5 to 6 days a week, I'm in other people's homes looking at stuff, either buying or selling. I have a good idea based on quality of the home, location, price. So when I'm like doing comps for people selling their house, probably 80% of the homes that I'm showing you, I've been inside, so I can really give you an idea of, I think it's worth more or less or whatever. Or, hey, I can make adjustments here. Maybe I think it's going to sell more here, sell less here. It really gives me an opportunity to have a better trained eye. So when I'm actually talking to people, I'm not just looking at photos. I've actually walked around the house. Hey, this one's actually really close to neighbors. Hey, this one's kind of in a crappy neighborhood. This one's really close to the road. Things you can't tell by photos because agents crop that stuff out. So that's helped me also. So I guess that's kind of the two main things. I check the MLS, and then I physically go into a lot of homes, and I'm just aware of stuff as you get more into the industry.
Experience.
Yeah, what the offers are. is it a house that I really think we got to get in today, or is it something I'm like, that looks, honestly, that's overpriced, that's going to sit there for a while? Those are all things that I can kind of look at with a pretty trained eye now. So that's helped me. So I really think that when it comes down to what market values are, I have a very good pulse on that. I know a lot of people think they know what the market value is. Usually it's not as simple as somebody thinks, as like, well, that home sold for X and my home's worth that.
Yeah.
It's a lot more to it. I've just been able to really kind of, I guess, understand that very good over, 9 years of doing this. So that's something to look forward to as you get more into it.
Yep.
The other one is setting up showings. You've had some showings. You've covered a couple of my showings. For people out there that do not know, what do you do on a typical showing? So what have you done so far? You've been on a few.
Oh, this is a test.
Well, I mean, in the sense, I kind of want to roll it into. I kind of put Ellie in the spot, and I say my perspective. So you're getting like the new perspective and the old perspective.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you any like answers. I want to see what, like when you go on a showing, like typically what's a showing like? So for people who have never gone to look at another person's house to purchase.
So typically,
Guess number. I don't even know what number. We'll check it out later. Just arrived. I've never met the guy, so nice to meet you. I'll talk a lot about you later. So, Ellie, go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
Showings, right,
Showings. Very scatterbrained person.
It's all right. If someone comes in, Ellie gets flustered. But
Yeah,
it's
I'm like
good.
a dog. It's fine. So
Squirrel.
showings, typically I try and get there 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how far away it is, before the client gets there, so I can unlock the door, go inside, make sure that if the house is vacant, there's no one camping inside.
Good.
Maybe open or close window shades, or just basically I like to do a walkthrough first, see if I notice anything, maybe if they have questions on something, if I can kind of look at it first and get a better idea of what's going on in the home. And just kind of keep an eye out if there's anything that I should open or close or turn lights on, or but I guess prepare the home and make it
Prep.
look more.
Okay. So when the client gets there, how are you at showings? Like, what do you do at showings when a client goes there? Smile. Do you just sit awkwardly in the corner?
No,
or do you
no.
like?
I
do you
usually
talk to them?
I do.
Okay.
I'll ask them about their lives. Ask them kind of what they're looking for, what they're interested in, what brings them to the area, what's making them buy or sell now. And usually I try not to follow them too closely around as they're looking, because I don't want to be like up their butt, especially if I don't want them to feel like I think they're gonna break or steal something. But I still will kind of let them lead the way from room to room as they're looking at whatever they want to look at.
So one thing I think. So I agree. I try to get to a showing 5 to 10 minutes early, depending on the showing. Basically, I try not to be late, so a lot of times I'm rolling in very close to the time that I got to be there. I do try to go in, flip lights on, depending on the situation. That's number one. I kind of do a very quick walkthrough through the house. Nothing fancy. Really, just kind of run from room to room, just to get a general flow of the area and the layout. And then when they show up, depending on the person, if it's the first time I've met them, I do a lot of like questions you did, just to kind of make sure it's not like awkward. We're walking around and it's not fun. So I try to at least engage the people a little bit, kind of get them going. Then I kind of learn a lot about the client that way and their mannerisms. If it's somebody that I've known before, it could be awkward because they're awkward people, or it could be like super laid back and like we just sit there and start shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And people seem to like that. It's kind of more down to earth. I think if you watch a lot of HGTV, I don't personally do what those people do when you talk about home hunters. Like they walk them around and be like, welcome to the kitchen. Like, I don't do that.
No.
I'm pretty laid back. You think that's a good idea? Yeah. No, okay. Okay, cool. So I don't like sit there and just like, hey, come into like show them like and tour them around the home. Like I literally walk in and just say, hey guys, walk around. Let me know if you have questions.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll answer questions, but I like let people kind of just go around and do their own thing on their own time. I don't want to feel like I'm giving them a guided tour through a museum. No. Walk in, I walk around, I chit chat. That's basically it. I'll point some stuff out if it's something that I think they should know. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it's pretty laid back. And then it's like, hey, you guys like the home or not? It's not working for us. Cool. All right. Yeah. We'll go to the next home, or we'll see you next week or whatever. If it's something they like, obviously we start talking about offers. But I don't like guiding someone through a home. To me, the house really sells itself. Mm-hmm. I get it. Some people like the idea of like trying to present it in the best light to kind of really try to talk the person into wanting to fall in love with the home.
Yeah.
I think there's some of that, but I really think a lot of it has to do with the presentation of the home itself more than me talking about the home, trying to persuade you to like the home.
Yeah.
I really think that people do, if they really list it correctly and have it set ready to go for a showing, they can do a lot of good for them by just having it prepped and staged nice versus me walking in trying to like talk them into liking the granite countertop.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see the granite countertop. I don't got to talk you into seeing the granite countertop,
Yeah.
but that's so I think it's just kind of one of those deals where I think people that go to look at homes sometimes maybe are a little nervous about what it's like. You're literally going to walk through a house and look at a house, and we're just going to hang out with you. That's
Yeah,
it. I mean,
yeah.
it's very laid back. To me, it's fun. I like going into other houses. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of homes, and I just like it. I still like it to
It's
this
a good
day.
experience. Yeah, I agree.
Even if I go in the home. Now, if I've gone in the home 6 times, I kind of get a little bored of it. But for the most part, I like tonight I'm going to a house I've never seen before. I am excited to go do that. So,
Yeah.
cool. All right, last topic we wanted to talk about. Actually, showing homes. That was what we just said. What's that look like? Oh, we're going to go back to topic number 2. Setting up showings. Have you really had to set up a lot of showings? Like, you haven't had to set up any multiple showings?
By setup, you mean like if I have a listing and
No. Like going to see a house.
Yeah,
Just
I'm not
mostly
even
what
sure
I've
what
kind
you
of-
mean by setup.
Okay.
So I guess
So-
I have not been doing
Yeah,
that.
so most of the ones you've just
Yeah.
kind of done some of my clients
By
or
the
things
fly.
I've given you.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
but for the most part, setting up showings, I've found as I've gotten busier, it's become kind of a pain because, like, it just takes time. Like, I love it. Trust me. Anybody's like, hey, I want to go see a home. I love that. That's my gig. That's how I make a living. But actually setting up showings is kind of monotonous because like I gotta find the listing. I know this kind of sounds like I'm griping here, but when it takes 5 to 10 minutes to do this, it's a pain in the butt every single day.
Yeah.
So you're basically talking about having to schedule the showing, the timing, putting it all in the calendar, printing it out, getting the lockbox number, organizing it on our contact manager, all these things that it's easy. It's not hard. It just takes time. Where
It's
I'd
a
rather
pain,
be
yeah.
talking to people because I have a laundry list that's way longer than I can ever get through a day, and it just takes time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get Jordan on some of that too as we get going.
We could do the dirty
surprise
work.
Jordan if you
Yeah.
listen to this.